Let's make some deviled eggs, y'all. If you've ever been to a family gathering, a Thanksgiving, a dinner on the ground, do y'all know what that even is? Y'all let me know if you do. Or a church fellowship meal. I can promise you there's going to be some deviled eggs at that meal. I'm going to give you my mama's recipe. This is simple, easy, no fail, if you follow the guidelines. We're going to start out with some boiled eggs. Now y'all just boil these however you want to. I've got a little video that shows you how I do mine. I can't give you a guaranteed way that they're not going to mess up. I have one egg. He just didn't peel so well. The rest of them did okay. It's not going to matter. Don't worry about it. People are going to eat them anyway. So I've got 6 boiled eggs here. And all you're going to do, after you get those peeled, cut them in half and dump that out. Now I'm going to be using my deviled egg plate today. I have quite a few of these. A lot of you made comments about seeing them above my counters. This is an antique one. It holds 12. So that's what I'm going to use today. Y'all tell me, what did you put in the middle of this when you were growing up? If you went to grandma's house, what did she put in the middle? My grandma would put pickles, olives, maybe extra deviled eggs. Usually it was some kind of pickle or relish that would go along with the rest of the meal. So that's how we're going to start. We've just got to get those yolks out of those eggs. They do mash better if they're still a little bit warm. Mine are not, of course, because I've been doing a lot of other stuff today. Okay, that's what we're going to start with. Now, first thing, before you ever add anything, you're going to mash these yolks. My mama always just used a fork. This is my favorite little mashing tool, so that's what I'm going to be using. You do not have to have this. You can just use a fork. You can put it in a food processor, but y'all know I don't want to mess something up I don't have to. For my recipe, you're going to need mayonnaise, mustard, and I'm using a spicy brown mustard. My mama would have just used plain yellow mustard. Some dill relish, that's all she ever put in hers. I'm also going to be putting some sweet relish. The key to a good deviled egg is to start slowly adding your ingredients. If you get too much of any of this added in there, there's no going back. Slow and steady wins the race on this. So I'm going to put probably a heaping tablespoon of mayo. I'm going to put me a squirt of mustard. And I'm going to use equal parts sweet and dill. About a tablespoon of each to start. You can see already that's not enough mayo. So I'm going to add another heaping tablespoon. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. Just a sprinkle of each. Well, that's the texture I want. I want it to hold its shape. I don't want it to run out of my egg whites when I put it in there. Now y'all know what we're going to do. This is the most important part. It tastes good. I'm not going to have to do a thing to that. Now we're just going to put them into our whites. What I normally do is make all of this up a day ahead of time. I'll put my whites down into a Ziploc bag. I'll put this into a separate Ziploc bag. The day that I'm going to serve them, right before I serve, I'm going to snip the corner of that Ziploc bag and just squeeze it into here. Saves so much time if you'll do all this the day before. But we're going to do it the old-fashioned way today and just fill them up with a spoon. This is how my mama did it. She never put them in a Ziploc bag. I normally would always make one extra from what I thought I actually needed, just in case one of my eggs tore up so much I couldn't use it. Then I would have an extra. I didn't today because I'm not taking these anywhere. Nobody's gonna eat these except my husband. He could care less. He's gonna pop that whole thing in his mouth. Now you have a choice of what you want to do. You can leave them just like this, or you can decorate them a little bit. If my mama wanted to be really fancy, she would cut a pimento stuffed olive into little crossways, into some little slices, and she would put it on there. But olives were a little bit of a luxury item when I was growing up. We didn't always have those, but we usually always had some paprika. That's what I'm going to be using today, just for old time's sake. You just sprinkle. It's not going to change the taste. It's just completely for looks. Whoops, got a little heavy-handed there. Put as much or as little as you want. Now that's your basic recipe. If you want to add jalapenos, I personally love chopped up pimento stuffed olives instead of the pickle relish. But this is it. Good luck, y'all.